In an ancient school nestled within the somber forests, legends of the past whispered quietly, shrouded in secrets and ominous omens. Rumors drifted through the air like smoke from a smoldering fire, sending shivers down the skin and unsettling ripples through hearts. Yet, even the boldest daredevils couldn't have foreseen that the shadows of the past would soon become their incredible reality. On that cold autumn evening, as the winds of the past began their ancient dance with the branches, the school seemed to hold its breath. Students, weary from a long day of studies, gathered in the cafeteria where they would usually share their experiences and laughter, gazing at the dark silhouettes of trees outside the windows. But this time, their laughter sounded nervous, and their gazes were filled with unease. The first event that sparked alarm was a strange vision experienced by a student named Max. He sat calmly in his room, sketching a portrait, when his hand suddenly froze. Before him appeared a shadow tall and ominous, as if torn from the past. Max screamed, his voice echoing as if an icy hand of fear had grasped his soul. The shadow vanished, but it left a sinister mark on the young artist's psyche. The shadow vanished, but it left a sinister mark on the young artist's psyche. The next vision was even more chilling. Anna, a brilliant mathematician, spent her nights immersed in complex equations. But one evening, by candlelight, her notebook filled with strange writing, as if penned by invisible hands. "The past thirsts for revenge," read those ominous words. Anna tried to erase them, but they remained on her pages, as if absorbed into the paper. Panic spread among the students like a toxic fog enveloping their minds. They saw shadows on the walls, heard whispers in empty hallways, felt the cold breath of the past on their necks. Nights became nightmares, and days became endless torment. During this time, a new teacher arrived at the school, young and ambitious. His name was Daniel, and he resolved to unravel the enigma that shrouded the school in shadows. As he delved into ancient archives, old documents, and hidden corners, he began to unveil a horrifying truth. It turned out that centuries ago, in these dark forests, ancient rituals were performed to keep a powerful spirit whose thirst for revenge was as insatiable as the fires of hell. A secret organization, steeped in evil and a hunger for power, conducted these rituals, sacrificing innocent souls to maintain the balance of forces and keep the spirit boo. Daniel realized that to save the students and restore peace to the school, he must confront this spirit, delve into its dark past, and break the cycle of vengeance. But the task proved far more daunting than he could have imagined. The deeper Daniel delved, the more he became entwined in the sinister web of the past. Shadows came to life, and specters began to haunt him in the real world. Every step towards the spirit was accompanied by bloody trials and clashes with otherworldly forces. Soon, Daniel realized that the price he must pay to stop the spirit might be greater than he was willing to sacrifice. What secrets did the school conceal? What horrors lay in the past? And could a mere human stand against forces eternally vying for dominion over the realms of the living and the dead? In the end, Daniel faced an extraordinary choice: to forfeit a part of his own soul to sever the spirit as connection to the world of the living. He engaged in a deadly battle with the spirit, fighting for the students' future and freeing the school from the chains of the past. After a fierce struggle, the mist of the past began to dissipate. Shadows and ghosts vanished like morning fog before the rays of the rising sun. The school finally found peace, and the students gained freedom from their nightmares. Daniel remained at the school, becoming its new headmaster, for he knew that traces of the past could rise again, and he was prepared to safeguard this haven from the dark forces that thrived on fear and malevolence. His story became part of a legend, passed down through generations, reminding all that sometimes the shadows of the past may awaken, and only courageous souls can confront them and restore the world to a bright future. The gray morning swallowed the small town as if a shroud of oblivion had fallen over it. Over the school, where doors to grim secrets had been opened, a sense of impending doom hung in the air. The main character, Michael, returned to this dreadful nightmare, his cursed hometown school. Shadows of the past swept through his memories, causing waves of cold sweat on his forehead. 7 years, he whispered to himself, feeling the darkness once again gripping his heart. The school bright future, once shining with promises, concealed a sinister secret in every corner. Rumors of a curse instilled fear in the souls of students, yet the city authorities preferred to turn a blind eye, as if nothing was happening. However, they had already forgotten the meaning of a former student returning to dispel the darkness and save his younger brother. Michael scrutinized the abandoned corridors and halls intently, as if searching for clues in the flickering light of the shadows cast by the projectors. His younger brother, Denny, the last graduate, had mysteriously disappeared, just like all the others. But Michael didn't believe in fate. He intentionally returned to confront this nightmare. The first encounter with the teaching staff was tense. The principal, old and haggard, like a skeleton among the schoolhouse remains, tried to convince Michael not to delve into the past. But Michael knew that there were no coincidences in this series of disappearances. He began his investigation. Old archives, forgotten letters, and dusty books revealed to him a grim picture. The school had been a place of ancient rituals, worship of dark gods that consumed the souls of graduates. Every 7 years, on graduation day, a terrifying ceremony offered a sacrifice. What started as a promise of a bright future ended in meaningless death. Fear gripped Michael's throat, but he was resolute. He started studying the rituals, and his own nightmares began to melt in the darkness. Yet, the deeper he delved, the more he realized that he couldn't defeat the evil without overcoming his own fears. Danny was in danger, and time was running out. Michael understood that he needed to meet those who worshipped the dark gods to save his brother. His determination led him to the abandoned chapel on the outskirts of town, where, according to legend, the most gruesome rituals took place. Twilight swallowed Michael as he entered the chapel. Circles and symbols on the floor glimmered with the pale light of candles. To his amazement, a group of people in black robes stood before him. They turned out to be former students of the school, survivors of the curse, who had vowed to serve the dark gods in exchange for power. "You cannot stop us," one of them whispered, their voice distorted as if echoing from hell. Michael knew he couldn't reason with them. He began deciphering ancient incantations he had found, invoking the forces of light. A battle between darkness and light erupted in the chapel, tearing through the air and souls. The power of darkness was immense, but Michael didn't give up. His determination and love for his brother gave him strength. As he spoke the words of the ancient incantations, his voice grew louder and clearer. Light flooded the chapel, destroying the darkness and the mysterious force that held the curse. The darkness receded, and the former students fell to their knees, vanishing in a dusty whirlwind. Michael rushed outside, gazing at the sky, which once again shone with a blue hue. The curse had been shattered. He returned to the school, where Denny awaited him. His brother was safe, saved from the fate that had befallen the others. The brothers embraced, brought closer by danger and the horrors they had endured. "We did it," Michael said, smiling slightly. They stepped outside, heading towards a bright future that now shone before them brighter than ever before.